is the arm triangle. My number one go-to for mount. Everything else comes off of my arm triangle not working. If I get to mount, I'm gonna skydive and I'm gonna look to underjack. You start fighting that hand down, then maybe I go mounted triangle, mounted go-go, mounted rubber guard, S-mount, gangster lean, all of our different options, but everything is secondary to me trying to get this arm triangle. Super effective. If you were at the last Summit Submission Series, our boy Lewis put Gino to sleep, dead it. You know, legs up in the air, coming back from La La Land with this. This is a very effective technique if we can dial it in. Most important thing is shoulder has to be low. If you're having trouble with the arm triangle, 99% of the time it's because your shoulder is too high up on his jaw. I'll show you what I'm talking about, but we need to readjust lower. If it's not working, readjust lower. That's gonna be the answer just about every time if you're having trouble. So we're just assuming I hit that cauliflower ear escape, reverse knee on belly, wheel kick mount. I'm my man Lucas here, and I wound up in my skydive, right? And the whole idea of, oh, my skydive, I just gotta settle him down, because for 3 seconds he's gonna be bucking and going wild and trying to oshy, and all I gotta do is settle him down. Because after 3 seconds, then it's a waste of energy. I scored, and he's going to start to be much more methodical about how he escapes. For him to expend 3 seconds of explosion to maybe save himself, that's smart, but then it's no longer smart, right? So I just got to settle him down. After I've settled him down with my skydive, I'm looking to get under his head. And I like to do that. I come over the top, one arm, and then I'm throwing my hips into him, right? Impacting his diaphragm as I lift the head. Boom, this is coming under, and then I'm dropping my weight off to the side, right? If I stay here, I'm basically taking away my post arm by looping it under his head. Makes it very easy for him to bridge and roll and wind up on top. So it's very important that when I scoop the head, I do not stay here, right? I scoop the head and I drop. And I use that as a moment where my head goes from, my shoulder goes from being out of position to into position. Now he's almost dead. I could finish him with no hands just from here, I bet. Yeah, there it is. He's pretty tough, right? So I get to here. My next battle is to get this arm. He may be framing on me. He may be doing a bunch of things. I'm going to get under the elbow, and then I'm going to start to crawl my hand up the mat. When I put the strength of my fingers crawling that up, he's not going to be able to beat it. If you're just trying to go and do a shoulder press, chances are his lat pull, his pull-up, is stronger than your shoulder press, right? But when I start to add my fingers, boom, now we get to what we call head and armpit control. And again, the fact that my knees are touching the mat is because I like Lucas, not because it's what you're supposed to do. I want my hips up, my knees up, and all my weight on him the whole time, making him miserable. Now we're in head and armpit. That same over the top of the head grip that I used to get under his head in the first place, but now I've got the arm included, and the arm that's around his head is in the armpit. So it's really talking about just this left arm. I've got head and armpit here, right? Now we're gonna move to the chopping block. This is the biggest part of the battle for me against good guys. I get them here, and then somehow I've got to work my head back over the side of the elbow to here. Once we're in the chopping block, it should be over, right? If you put in the reps, once we're here, I should finish every time. He's defending. He's answering the phone. Just what he's supposed to be doing. Trying to buy him a little bit of breathing room here. I'm going to go back to controlling the shoulder, right? I went from a gable grip to shoulder control. My thumb comes underneath his defense, and I comb it over the top. Left hand comes right to my bicep. Right hand goes to my ear. I'm temple to temple for the squeeze. Okay? I know that was a lot of detail. I could have just said, oh, grab his head, fucking jack it up, squeeze, right? The devil's in the details. That's what makes these things effective. I want you to try it. We're just going skydive, pick up his head and offset your balance. You'll figure that one out real fast. You start grabbing guys' heads and get bump and roll, and then Oh, I got to offset. Okay, got that figured out. Next is how do I get the arm? If you're not crawling your fingers, you're not going to get it, right? Sometimes guys are screwing around, posting, and maybe you snatch it for a second, and you may have to fight up and back down. That may be a battle. I may spend 3 or 4 minutes there jacking that arm up. That's fine. I'll wear him out. My hand's not going to wear out. He's going to be doing pull-ups until that shoulder's dead. Okay, good. Head and armpit. Chopping block. He defends. Comb over. We call this DEFCON 4. Figure 4. Boom. Squeeze. All right, questions on it? Let's play with it. 1, 2.